Hello guys. Welcome back to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel. Today, we're diving deep into the heart-wrenching drama surrounding Lulu Spencer, Brook Lynn, and the shocking revelations that could upend lives in Port Charles. Buckle up, because this saga is loaded with betrayals, buried secrets, and the kind of revenge that could shatter families forever. As we unpack the chaos, we'll explore new twists, hidden motives, and emotional wreckage left in the wake of Lulu's relentless pursuit of truth about Joe Palmieri's parentage, alongside Brook Lynn's fiery quest for justice. Let's delve into this tangled web of deception and drama with fresh perspectives and intriguing possibilities. The fallout of Lulu's reckless crusade. In a town already brimming with scandal, Lulu Spencer has ignited a firestorm by doggedly pursuing the truth about Joe Palmieri's origins. Her unwavering mission revealed a bombshell. Gio's biological parents are none other than Brook Lynn and Dante Falconeri. While Lulu may believe she's a champion of honesty, her actions have left a trail of devastation. The once-tight bond between Brook Lynn and Joe has been severed, with the young man refusing to even look at the woman who gave him life. Heartbroken and betrayed, Brook Lynn isn't just grieving, she's boiling with rage. The pain of losing her connection with Joe has transformed into a fierce determination to make Lulu pay for shattering their world. Meanwhile, whispers around Port Charles suggest that Lulu remains unapologetic, convinced her pursuit of transparency absolves her of any wrongdoing. But at what cost? As tensions simmer, the question looms, can Brook Lynn channel her anguish into a calculated strike against Lulu, or will her emotions cloud her judgment? Brook Lynn's warpath, a quest for retribution. Fueled by grief and fury, Brook Lynn is no longer the composed figure we once knew. She's a woman on a rampage. In a series of explosive confrontations, she didn't hold back, rebellion dismantling her grandmother Gloria Trullo for meddling in family affairs and banishing her own mother, Lois Trullo, from the opulent Quartermain mansion in a dramatic showdown. But her wrath reached its peak when she faced off with Lulu. In a moment of raw emotion, Brook Lynn unleashed her anger with a stinging slap across Lulu's face, a physical manifestation of the pain she's endured. Yet, this was just the beginning. Determined to dismantle Lulu's life as thoroughly as her own was destroyed, Brook Lynn has enlisted the services of Marco Rios, a cunning attorney with a reputation for unearthing the darkest secrets. His mission? To dig into Lulu's past and uncover anything that could be weaponized against her. Sources close to the Quartermains hint that Brook Lynn isn't just seeking petty gossip, she's after something monumental, a scandal so explosive it could bury Lulu for good. Could this ruthless pursuit of vengeance reveal skeletons long thought buried in Port Charles history? A ghost from the past, the Britt Westbourne connection. As Marco Rios digs deeper, a name from the shadows of Port Charles' tangled history has surfaced, Britt Westbourne. To understand why this name sends chills down spines, we must rewind to a time of unimaginable deception. In 2014, Britt gave birth to Rocco Falconeri, the son of Lulu and Dante. But the circumstances were far from conventional. Britt had deceitfully claimed that Nicolas Casadini was the father, concealing the truth that she had stolen an embryo belonging to Lulu and Dante, implanting it as her own. The revelation, when it finally came, reunited Rocco, originally named Ben, with his rightful parents, but the scars of that ordeal remain fresh. Now, Brook Lynn's obsession with Britt raises eyebrows. Why focus on a woman believed to be dead? Rumors swirl that Brook Lynn suspects Britt's story isn't over. Could there be evidence suggesting Britt faked her death, hiding somewhere beyond Port Charles with secrets yet untold? Some speculate that Brook Lynn hopes to unearth proof of Britt's survival as a means to destabilize Lulu's relationship with Rocco. Imagine the chaos if new truths about Rocco's origins come to light, truths that could challenge everything Lulu holds dear. Is Britt Westbourne alive? A shocking theory emerges. The mere possibility of Britt Westbourne's return is enough to send shockwaves through Port Charles, especially with whispers that actress Kelly Thibault might reprise her role on General Hospital. If Britt is indeed alive, what could her reappearance mean for Lulu and Rocco? Some longtime residents of Port Charles speculate an even wilder theory. What if Britt is Rocco's true biological mother after all? In a town where alien visitors like Casey once roamed and impossible resurrections are almost routine, such a twist wouldn't be beyond the realm of possibility. If proven true, this revelation would not only devastate Lulu but also give Brook Lynn the ultimate weapon to exact her revenge. Imagine the emotional turmoil as Lulu grapples with the idea that the son she fought so hard to reclaim might biologically belong to someone else. As this theory gains traction among fans, it paints a picture of a potential showdown where past sins collide with present vendettas. Could Brook Lynn use this staggering secret to strip Lulu of her maternal bond, mirroring the pain of losing Joe? Lulu's fury and the battle for Rocco. Lulu Spencer is no stranger to fighting for her family, but the potential return of Britt Westbourne threatens to unravel the very foundation of her life. Furious at the mere suggestion that Britt could disrupt her bond with Rocco, Lulu is said to be on edge, ready to confront this ghost from her past with unbridled ferocity. Insiders reveal that if Britt dares to step foot back in Port Charles, Lulu might not hesitate to resort to physical confrontation, perhaps even delivering a slap as charged as the one she received from Brook Lynn. Her desperation to protect her son is palpable. She's reportedly made it clear that she wants Britt gone from Port Charles for good, viewing her as a toxic force intent on destroying the mother-son relationship she's nurtured. But will Lulu's protective instincts blind her to the broader consequences of her actions? As she braces for a potential battle with Britt, the rift with Brook Lynn continues to widen, creating a perfect storm of animosity that could engulf everyone involved. The moral dilemma: revenge or redemption? As this drama unfolds, General Hospital fans are left pondering the ethical undercurrents of Brook Lynn's vendetta. Is her thirst for revenge against Lulu justified, given the pain of being ostracized from Joe? Or does her relentless pursuit risk transforming her into the very monster she despises? On the flip side, Lulu's refusal to acknowledge the harm she's caused raises questions about accountability and humility. Could the potential bombshell of Britt's return and Rocco's true parentage be the wake-up call Lulu needs to confront her own flaws? And what of Britt herself, assuming she's alive? What motives would drive her back to Port Charles after all these years? Perhaps she seeks redemption, or maybe she's harboring a grudge of her own. The residents of Port Charles are no strangers to moral gray areas. But this conflict might push even the most hardened hearts to reconsider the cost of vengeance versus the healing power of forgiveness. Next, we're diving into a gripping storyline that has Port Charles buzzing with tension and fear. Sasha Gilmore Corbin's desperate struggle to protect her beloved baby girl, Daisy Gilmore Corinthos, from an unknown threat. As whispers of danger grow louder, fans are on edge, wondering just how far this devoted mother will go to shield her child from harm. With Sasha's history of heartache and tragedy in Port Charles, this latest chapter could spell disaster just as she's found a sliver of happiness. Join us as we explore the escalating peril surrounding Sasha and Daisy, introduce new twists to the mystery, and delve into the emotional stakes of a plotline that promises to keep us glued to our screens. A mother's joy shrouded in fear. Sasha Gilmore Corbin has endured more than her fair share of pain in Port Charles, from personal losses to devastating betrayals. Yet she's finally carved out a moment of peace with her precious daughter, Daisy. However, this newfound happiness hangs by a thread as an unsettling shadow looms over their lives. Rumors are rife that someone has developed an unhealthy fixation on little Daisy, turning what should be a time of joy into a nerve-wracking game of vigilance for Sasha. The streets of Port Charles are abuzz with speculation about who might be behind this eerie obsession. Could it be a familiar face harboring hidden motives, or a complete stranger with sinister intentions? As a protective mother, Sasha's instincts are on high alert, constantly scanning for danger in every corner. The mere thought of someone threatening her child has transformed her daily routine into a battle for safety, with every creak in the night amplifying her fears. Will Sasha's maternal strength be enough to fend off this unseen menace, or is she walking straight into a trap? The stalker in the shadows, who's targeting Daisy? The mystery deepens as we ponder the identity of Daisy's potential stalker, a puzzle that has left even the most seasoned General Hospital fans guessing. Could it be Willow Tate, whose recent erratic behavior and unexplained absences have raised eyebrows, possibly driven by a subconscious desire for a child of her own? Or might it be a figure from Sasha's tumultuous past, resurfacing to exact revenge by targeting her most vulnerable spotted daughter? There's even talk of a mysterious newcomer spotted lurking near Sasha's home, a man with no clear ties to Port Charles but an unsettling interest in Daisy's whereabouts. Whoever it is, the danger feels palpable, and Sasha may soon find herself in a dire confrontation. If push comes to shove, would she risk everything: her safety, her sanity, to protect her little girl from an attempted abduction? The stakes couldn't be higher, and as this unknown predator circles closer, the possibility of an ambush grows more real by the day. Port Charles PD has reportedly been alerted to Sasha's concerns, but with so little to go on, can they act in time to prevent a tragedy? A chilling foreshadowing from Michael. A recent episode offered a haunting glimpse into what might lie ahead, as Michael Corinthos shared a poignant conversation with Sasha about Daisy's future. While Michael respects Sasha's fierce independence and her desire to maintain full custody of their daughter, he couldn't help but voice a practical yet ominous concern. With a heavy heart, he insisted on a legal safeguard. If anything catastrophic were to befall Sasha, he would step in as Daisy's sole guardian. This condition, though born from care, casts a dark cloud over Sasha's world, hinting at the possibility of her being torn away from her child by unforeseen circumstances. The agreement was sealed with a reluctant nod from Sasha, who felt a momentary relief in Michael's acceptance of her terms, but also a lingering dread. Was this merely a precautionary measure, or does it foreshadow a grim twist in the storyline? Fans can't help but wonder if the writers are setting the stage for a heartbreaking separation, one that could see Sasha sidelined by danger while Michael is thrust into a role he never anticipated taking so soon. Escalating dangers, a life on the line. As the threat to Daisy intensifies, so too does the peril surrounding Sasha. If this shadowy figure makes a move to kidnap her daughter, Sasha's response would undoubtedly be fierce and unflinching to lay down her life without a second thought to save Daisy. Picture a tense, rain-soaked night in Port Charles, where Sasha corners the would-be abductor in a desolate alley near the docks, her heart pounding as she shields Daisy with her own body. Such a reckless act of bravery could easily lead to grave consequences. The kidnapper might retaliate with deadly force, aiming to eliminate Sasha as an obstacle. Even if she survives the initial encounter, the aftermath could be just as devastating. Perhaps a severe injury lands her in a coma at General Hospital, rendering her unable to care for Daisy for weeks or even months. The irony would be cruel. Sasha, who fought so hard for control over her daughter's upbringing, might wake to find Michael stepping into the parental role she so carefully guarded. This potential outcome weighs heavily on her mind, fueling her determination to neutralize the threat before it's too late. Emotional stakes and unintended consequences. The emotional toll of this ordeal on Sasha cannot be overstated. Every day, she wrestles with a cocktail of fear, anger, and helplessness, knowing that her past traumas in Port Charles might be catching up to her through her innocent child. What's more, her strained dynamic with Michael adds another layer of complexity. Though he's agreed to her terms for now, there's an unspoken tension between them. Shale's longing to be a more active father to Daisy clashes with Sasha's need for autonomy. If disaster strikes and Sasha is incapacitated, how will Michael cope with suddenly becoming Daisy's primary caregiver? Would he honor Sasha's vision for her daughter's life, or might old resentments bubble up, reshaping Daisy's future in ways Sasha never intended? There's also the ripple effect on the broader Port Charles community. Friends like Maxie Jones and Nina Reeves, who've supported Sasha through thick and thin, might find themselves drawn into the conflict, either as allies in her fight or as voices urging caution. The emotional web tightens, leaving everyone around Sasha bracing for the inevitable fallout. Theories and speculations. What's next for Sasha and Daisy? As this storyline hurtles toward an uncertain climax, General Hospital fans are buzzing with theories about what could happen next. One chilling possibility is that the stalker isn't acting alone. Perhaps they're a pawn in a larger scheme orchestrated by a powerful figure in Port Charles. Someone with a grudge against Sasha dating back to her days of deception and heartbreak. Another theory posits that Sasha's protective instincts might drive her to take drastic measures, such as fleeing Port Charles with Daisy to escape the threat entirely, only to run into even greater danger on the road. There's even whispered speculation of a tragic twist where Sasha's confrontation with the abductor ends in a heartbreaking sacrifice, leaving Daisy safe but motherless. Whatever path the writers choose, it's clear that Sasha's journey will test the limits of her resilience and love. Could this be the catalyst for a redemption arc, where past mistakes are forgiven in the face of her ultimate devotion to Daisy? Or will it plunge her into an even deeper abyss of loss? Next, we're delving into a scorching hot mess of emotions and tangled relationships in Port Charles, where a once-solid marriage teeters on the brink of collapse. Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson's union is under siege, battered by lies and mistrust. with the latest bombshell about Portia's deception over Drew Kane's blackmail pushing Curtis to his limit. Yet, as divorce papers remain unsigned, old flames flicker and new attractions ignite, setting the stage for a potential cheating scandal that could involve not just two, but four hearts. With Curtis reconnecting with ex-wife Jordan Ashford and Portia finding solace in colleague Isaiah Gannon, the question on everyone's lips is, who will cross the line first? Let's explore this web of desire, betrayal, and moral dilemmas with fresh details and unexpected twists. A marriage on the rocks, Curtis and Portia at a breaking point. In the volatile world of Port Charles, few relationships have weathered storms quite like Curtis Ashford and Portia Robinson's, but even the strongest bonds can fray under the weight of deceit. Curtis has reached a boiling point after uncovering Portia's latest secret, a manipulative cover-up involving Drew Kane's blackmail that struck at the core of their trust. The betrayal stings like a fresh wound, reopening old scars from Portia's past indiscretions. Yet, curiously, Curtis hesitates to end things outright, caught in a tug-of-war between lingering love and justified anger. Whispers around town suggest he's grappling with memories of happier times, perhaps clinging to the hope of salvaging their union for the sake of their daughter Trina. Meanwhile, Portia, aware of the cracks in their foundation, puts on a brave face at General Hospital, but her forced smiles can't hide the fear of losing everything. As the couple drifts apart, the emotional chasm between them widens, creating fertile ground for outside influences to take root. Could this be the end of their love story, or is there a deeper reason Curtis isn't walking away just yet? Rekindled flames, Curtis and Jordan's unfinished business. Amidst the turmoil of his crumbling marriage, Curtis finds himself drawn back to a familiar harbor, his ex-wife, Jordan Ashford. Their history is a tapestry of passion and heartbreak, and even after their divorce, an undeniable spark has lingered, smoldering beneath the surface. Recent encounters between the two at Kelly's Diner and casual strolls along the pier have tongues wagging in Port Charles, with onlookers noting stolen glances and lingering touches that hint at unresolved feelings. Jordan, now thriving in her role as deputy mayor, exudes a confidence that seems to pull Curtis in, reminding him of the fierce partnership they once shared. But it's not just nostalgia at play. Sources close to Curtis reveal he's confiding in Jordan about Portia's lies, seeking solace in someone who understands his pain. While both are cautious not to overstep, the chemistry between them brews like a storm waiting to break. Could a moment of weakness lead to a forbidden reunion, or will their shared sense of honor keep them from crossing that line? A dangerous attraction, Portia and Isaiah's growing bond. On the other side of this emotional battlefield, Portia Robinson seeks refuge from her marital woes in the unexpected companionship of Dr. Isaiah Gannon, a charismatic colleague at General Hospital. Their connection first sparked during late-night shifts, swapping stories over lukewarm coffee in the break room, but a recent incident turned up the heat. During the June 23rd episode, fans caught a glimpse of raw tension as Isaiah emerged from the hospital showers, clad only in a towel, his casual grin catching Portia off guard. The air crackled with unspoken attraction, though neither acted on it yet. Isaiah, new to Port Charles with a mysterious past rumored to include a messy divorce of his own, seems to empathize with Portia's struggles, offering a listening ear when she feels most alone. However, Portia's moral compass wavers. Despite her occasional lapses into questionable decisions, she's not one to easily abandon her vows. Still, as her loneliness deepens with Curtis growing distant, Isaiah's steady presence becomes a tempting escape. Will she resist the pull, or is a moment of vulnerability on the horizon? The ticking time bomb of temptation. As these four souls navigate their intertwined desires, the atmosphere in Port Charles thickens with the inevitability of drama. Curtis and Jordan's rekindled connection simmers with every shared moment, their history threatening to override their better judgment. Likewise, Portia and Isaiah's budding friendship teeters on the edge of something more, fueled by mutual understanding and fleeting glances that speak volumes. All four are fundamentally decent at heart. Well, Portia's moral gray areas notwithstanding, even good people falter when emotions run high. Often, it's a misunderstanding that ignites the fuse of infidelity, a misinterpreted gesture or an overheard conversation that spirals into chaos. The tension builds as each pair fights to suppress their feelings, aware of the devastation that acting on impulse could unleash. Yet, in a town where secrets rarely stay buried, it's only a matter of time before someone missteps. Could a late-night heart-to-heart at the hospital push Portia into Isaiah's arms, or will Curtis and Jordan's shared past reignite in a stolen kiss under the moonlight? A misunderstanding that could ignite fireworks. Picture this, a fateful evening where emotions collide in the most disastrous way. Perhaps Portia, seeking Curtis to mend their fractured bond, stumbles upon a seemingly intimate moment between him and Jordan at the Ashford family home. Maybe it's just a comforting hug or a brief, regretful kiss that Curtis and Jordan immediately pull away from, realizing it's a mistake. But Portia, blinded by hurt and rage, misses the context, seeing only betrayal. Devastated, she flees the scene, tears streaming, and finds herself at General Hospital, where Isaiah is working late. His concern for her evident, he offers a shoulder to cry on until comfort turns to passion in a heated, impulsive embrace. Alternatively, the scenario could flip, with Curtis catching wind of Portia and Isaiah sharing a too-close-for-comfort laugh at a hospital fundraiser, misreading their camaraderie as flirtation. Wounded, he might turn to Jordan, letting old feelings take over in a moment of weakness. Either way, a single misunderstanding could set off a chain reaction of heartbreak and regret, leaving no one unscathed. The moral quagmire, who's to blame? As this potential quadrangle of infidelity unfolds, fans are left wrestling with tough questions about loyalty and love. Portia's track record of deception, from the Drew Kane fiasco to earlier lies, paints her as the more likely catalyst for chaos, but her pain over Curtis's distance is real. Curtis, torn between past and present, struggles with his own sense of duty. Does seeking comfort in Jordan make him the villain, or is he merely human? Jordan, ever the pillar of integrity, risks tarnishing her principles if she succumbs to temptation, while Isaiah, still an enigma to many in Port Charles, might carry hidden motives that complicate his role in Portia's life. The beauty of this storyline lies in its grayness. No one is entirely right or wrong, and each character's actions stem from deeply personal wounds. As viewers, we're forced to pick sides, yet the empathy we feel for all blurs the lines. Are you Team Curtis and Jordan, hoping for a reunion of soulmates, or do you see potential in Portia and Isaiah's fresh start? The debate rages on in fan forums across the internet. What lies ahead for this tangled quartet? The road ahead for Curtis, Portia, Jordan, and Isaiah promises to be a roller coaster of raw emotion and shocking revelations. Will a single act of passion or a misinterpreted moment shatter marriages and reputations beyond repair, or can these four find a way to confront their feelings without crossing irreversible boundaries? There's also the wild card of Trina Robinson, Curtis and Portia's daughter, whose reaction to any scandal could add fuel to the fire. Imagine her torn loyalties if her parents split amid cheating rumors. And what of Isaiah's past? Rumors swirl that his ex-partner might arrive in Port Charles, bringing complications that could either draw him closer to Portia or push them apart. As sparks fly and tensions mount, one thing is certain: Port Charles won't be a quiet place for long. Stay tuned to ABC General Hospital Spoilers channel for the latest updates on this sizzling saga, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. Are you rooting for Curtis and Jordan to reignite their romance, or do you see a future for Portia and Isaiah? We can't wait to hear your predictions on who cheats first in this explosive love square.